Hello and welcome to a D&D game with us. You're here! It's happening. It's the beginning. Our adventurers find themselves in the princedom of Aurora. This area of the world is an archipelago of sorts, loosely based around the Caribbean and Pacific Isles. Once many separate nation states and kingdoms, they've been brought together under the rule of a royal family who made their home atop the volcano throne, one of the largest islands in the center of the region. However, there is tension building in Aurora. Rumors of Prince Karagatan failing to return from his recent sojourn across the seas. Factions within the Isles that have grown strong under these years of peace are eyeing the volcano throne and wondering. Made up of 6 key districts: the Carnate Navy, Emerald Trading Company, the Divine Church, the Makutu Council, the Pacifica Tribes, and the Golden Guardians, alliances are being formed and ships going mysteriously missing. Like the movements of a leviathan deep within the waves, grasps at power are currently being made behind closed doors. The ripples of this hidden conflict lap harmlessly on the beaches of the common men, sea elves, and volcano dwarves and more, for now. What happens to this once carefree nation when the first cannon shot is fired out in the open? A wild adventure for our brave heroes, to be sure. For now, let's take a look at one of the outer islands, far from any direct conflict, an island of arcane advancement. A bustling port city lit purple by the setting sun. Large towers and houses pierce the skyline. We see a figure sitting on a bench watching the sunset. The sea breeze and sound of waves lightly washing over him. Dylan, can you please describe your character?
Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so you see a lavender-skinned tiefling man, just sort of sitting around, studying his books, or studying a scroll. It looks like he's looking for something. He's got some long flowing hair of what did I settle on? I think it was.
You had one job, mate.
Yeah, long flowing, like darkish, really dark purple hair. Long flowing dark purple hair. I just needed to pull up the photo. That's all. That's the only issue. Flowing purple hair with not too much to script about him. Long cloak and plain white shirt, button-down shirt. Looks very smart. Smart as in dashing, not smart as in, well, he is smart, but he looks very dashing and slightly cunning. But just poring over a scroll, looking around. Every so often you'll see him utter something and wisp his hand around. It looks like he's looking for something.
You mentioned he's a tiefling man. What kind of horns are we looking at? Like caribou, ram?
He's currently got his horns, sort of like ram's horns, but they kind of just stop about here. If I crouched a bit, they like spiral up and stop about midway, like not a full circle ram's horn. They're not very, like at the base, they're not super thick. He's not. He hasn't had time to really grow his horns into that established base of like an elderly tiefling. He's still quite young in age.
All right. Well, you're greeted by an attendant who steps out from one of the grander buildings, and you're led through these big double doors into the building to stand in front of the Council of Mages. You know that these are the directors of the university. There's a number of robed figures kind of milling about on the outskirts of the hall, but you're indicated to stand in the center of the room where there's this round blue slab of stone surrounded by white floor, a blue lake in the sea of white sand. There are 5 mages sat on a raised dais behind a curving, polished wood table looking down at you. It looks like some of the seats are empty. The entire council's not present today. The wizard in the center, though, you recognize, the first among equals, sits Princess Tridakna. There is also, either side of her, you see a gold gnome, a starlight orc, a mangrove halfling, and a human. The gnome kind of sits up and looks at you as you stand there in the center, and says, "Please state your name and house affiliation for the record."
Well, I'm Killian. Don't really have a house.
There's a bit of
affiliation
a murmur at that.
That's about it. Just Killian.
And how long have you been in Aurora then, outsider?
Just a few weeks. Been traveling around. I didn't know this was Aurora. I guess maybe a few months, possibly. I've been mainly on the seas.
We see you brought your references, and they all kind of look at some notes that they've been handed by some attendants. I see, but please tell me what contributions have you made to the princedom since arriving?
Contributions? I mean, I helped some people along the way. I haven't really paid attention to who I've been helping. I just helped a few.
Would you care to elaborate? I mean,
just people missing things, or mainly locating stuff for people. I've helped a couple of seafaring vessels get across the seas out here.
Yes, and which house were they affiliated with?
I didn't really ask. I just asked for a lift, and they said, "Could you? Well, you help us, we help you," sort of thing. And I was like, "Okay, that seems fair." So yeah, I can manipulate the waters a little bit. So I figured, I can also do some stuff with the wind. Just get the boat on the way. I didn't think to check. They all seem like lovely folk, though.
And what is the extent of your academical studies? Do you have titles or writs of passage from any universities we would recognize?
Do you know of anything? We don't particularly have universities in Avernus, and when I came up here, I'm from the south, When I came up here, I landed in Schult. It's not really a university there. I studied under a few people, but not what you would call a university. There were only a handful of us.
I see. Now, your application to enter into the university, to peruse our libraries, to attend our courses and lectures, you have displayed some magical skill, which is to your credit. However, this august body has not accepted outsiders in over 300 years. Why should you be the first?
Oh, I did meet one guy. Or at least I met someone that was claiming to be this guy that they sent me towards here. I believe he said his name was Mordenkainen, but maybe, I don't know. Don't know.
There's sort of knowing looks between the council members. They kind of look at each other. I think the four other council members kind of look towards each other, but the princess kind of just looks down at you. And there's sort of a murmur around for the crowd outside as well. we cut to Killian sitting outside this room. The application form sitting on the table next to him with a big rejected stamp over the top of it. Finding yourself rejected and dejected, where does Killian go in this university city to clear his head?
I think he would just go looking for maybe a bookshop. Not for anything in particular, just something to... he's been traveling around the seas a little bit, so all of his reading material is currently quite empty. So he's going to go look and try and find just a good book to read, and then go and find maybe a cafe or a bar, a tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Have a drink and...
Being a university town, you find plenty of both. You find plenty of cafes, bars, and small bookshops, herb stores, things like that. And as you sit down at your table, you've got maybe a small coffee and a large pint next to each other there with a new book you're perhaps not super interested in. Just you decided to buy it because add to the collection.
I would like to say, if there are herb shops, he will also stop past a herb shop, being a younger explorational gentleman. He's going to stop into a herb shop and just say, excuse me, guys, you don't happen to have any rolling papers by any chance, do you?
Oh, of course, sir. Please, do you have a student discount at all, or?
No. I'll show them my application. Be like, I would have liked to, but yeah, apparently not.
Tough luck, lad. And they'll give you the papers and little container, little tin container to store them in, a little little leather pouch or something. All the accoutrement you need.
Yeah. No, just maybe one gold's worth of some of your finest herbs.
Absolutely. They give you plenty of what you need. Prices are a bit steep in this town. It seems sort of like the rich university town, but you've got a bit of coin in your pocket from some of the work you've been doing recently. As you're sitting there, maybe in one of the outdoor cafes, kind of overlooking the waters, a figure approaches you and sits at your table. A man with a hawk-like face, with a permanent frown that gives the appearance of alertness and almost anger. A bald head and a close-trimmed goatee, wearing sort of these really high-collared, pointy-collared robes, with a ghostly hound trotting at his side. Oh. Never mind those stuffy academics, lad. The real learning is out there on the seas anyway.
Yeah, I just trying to find some things, and I thought their library might help.
I told you using my name wouldn't help you.
Yeah. Well, it was worth a shot. Maybe I'll just have to prove myself some more, or just do it without him, I guess.
Well, lucky for you, I still have use of a man of your talents, and there's something I need you to retrieve for a friend of mine.
Oh, okay. This is right up my alley. I'm pretty good at finding things.
And we fade away. We cut to a sleepy port town called Brinecrest. Not a vast and metropolis like the Verdant Beacon, but a respectable trade town with a combination of docks, older single-story buildings made of wood, a couple of buildings made of stone. Thatch roof buildings. It's been 2 months since your return from the Feywild. Children play by the shore, throwing a ball around to each other. Sailors and dock workers load and unload ships. Fishmongers and traders hawk their wares on the street. Katie, can you please describe what we see your character, when we look at your character, and what are they up to?
What time of day is this?
You tell me.
All right, we'll go morning. It's the morning. It's like 9, 10-ish in the morning, and we see Karu walking up this random pathway. He doesn't necessarily look like he knows where he's going, but he does have he doesn't seem like he's familiar with the area, like he's tripping in potholes and whatnot, but he has a very specific direction he's going. And he kind of like turns the corner, and as he turns the corner, there's this sort of semi-overturned cart where we see a familiar plume of feathers sort of poking out from behind the cart. And then Karu just kind of goes, cool, walks over and just like taps, like does that thing where, you know, when like you brush cats' ears just ever so slightly so they flick? Does that with the feathers. And he's like, morning, Captain. You awake?
Pauly just goes, yeah, he's got some drool on his face. There's definitely some lipstick, but you're not sure what the lips are from. It probably actually looks like it was an octopus that's just kind of like smacked onto his beak, but it's wearing lipstick.
Karu looks at his tentacles, kind of holds them at Pauly's face, and does that whole, yeah, that looks about okay, cool.
What did we do last night?
Well, I retired early as usual. But I did take you down to the show. You know that show I was telling you about? The
the octopus show?
Yeah, Man and Octopus. Yeah. Yeah, we finally managed to get good seats for that, so we went and saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I think that's why I drank so much. I don't think any Aarakocran should see that. That was wild.
Look, you know, if you're just opening ourselves up to experiences here, that's all that's happening.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
Like, if there's ever an equivalent Aarakocran show, you know I'm open to it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I really just... Aarakocran Kinks are just shitting on things. So, I mean, you've already seen that.
Yeah, and I mean, you saw extensively last night what what tentacle kinks are. You know, you know what? We don't actually have to go through with it. I don't know why I took you to that. That was weirdly uncomfortable. Why did they keep asking me if I was in the show?
I mean, I thought you were part of the show. At one point, you definitely grabbed a couple bottles of rum and just started juggling with your tentacles.
I just kind of got into it, you know.
I respected it. I mean, I didn't expect your tentacles to go to those places as well, but I mean, you know.
Just don't let Timmy and I talk and don't give Timmy and I time to prepare. I think at this point, Karu helps Pauly out of the cart and kind of does a look around and goes, okay, you actually did a really good effort to come to a completely new part of this town.
Look, I don't know where I went, to be honest. You know what I mean? I woke up on a ship before dawn, and then I got kicked by some fishermen, and then they woke me up, and I had to work, and then they just dumped me here afterwards. And look, they paid me in fish, so that was pretty good.
All right. Well, we should probably head back to the tea shop. I reckon Yama's probably needs the tea leaves to be stewed and all that business. You know, the morning stew. Yeah.
I need a hangover cure, so that sounds good.
So to remind me, and it's a fresh new arc in the story as Pauly and Karu. Well, Pauly stumbles down the street. Karu perhaps helping him. Keep his footing and steering him out of the way of people going about their day. Katie, can you give me a sense of, you know, what do we see when we see Karu? What kind of clothes is he wearing? You know, has his fashion changed much in the last couple of months? Or he obviously stole a lot of those fancy robes and whatnot, but does he wear that? Is it more utilitarian? Like, what are we seeing?
I actually think he took those robes that he stole and he de-fancied them, kind of. Like, he kind of maybe pulled off the sort of hemming, like maybe it had like gold trim hemming, he like pulled it off. Maybe he like rubbed it in the dirt a few times. Like, he looks presentable, but not in a way that someone would think, oh, I'm going to steal the lining of your pockets. Like, he doesn't
he looks hunky with his muscles kind of like bulging out a bit from the out, like, you know.
Yeah, he's absolutely ripped the sleeves off because I think he's just one of those dudes that must always wear a sleeveless top. Doesn't matter how cold it is.
It's a muscle tee now.
Yeah, it's a muscle. It's a muscle tee, muscle jacket, all that kind of stuff. And obviously, he had to rip the lower part of the pants so that his fins could, waft in the breeze. He's barefoot, but he's like plaited his large mohawk back so it's a little more like presentable. Because the idea I have with Karu is that he's been helping in the shop as basically an attendant, so he's always well presented, but yeah, never like overly lavishly dressed, and he's not wearing armor or anything like that.
Yep. And Pauly, having just been out all night, possibly having worked sort of a 12-hour shift before that, what does Pauly look like currently in his...
Pauly is dishevelled, but, still beautiful and gorgeous as every Aarakocra Parrot pirate can be, being the only Parrot pirate Aarakocra around. He's got some like beautiful red plumage with some blue and yellow on his wings. Wears a very stunning like trench coat with epaulets that kind of show him to be the best captain that he isn't right now because he doesn't have a boat. He's very sad about that. He's also has a tricorn with a mullet of feathers hanging out the back that just blows in the sea breeze. Only in the sea breeze. It just kind of looks damp and boring without being around the sea. And yeah, he's very hungover.
So we see that this has been sort of whilst we've caught them in the middle of what perhaps is, an interesting kind of morning. We see that this is perhaps almost every morning with Karu and Pauly. Pauly having gone out for long days fishing, being press-ganged onto boats, working until he can barely stand, drinking all the money he gets that day, and then Karu kind of finding him late into the night, rousing him and pulling him together for the morning.
I'd say that Karu is definitely part of the drinking. It's just that he like gets to a point where he's done for the night, and then the idea we've had, or that I had, was that like he always makes sure he knows where Pauly goes because he's always going to go and pick him up in the morning. Like it's like, and I like to think that Yama may have been like, just make sure the captain gets back to the shop. So like this is just like Karu's job, but he loves doing it. Like he's not burdened by it. He's just like, I gotta make sure I know where the captain is so I can get him in the morning.
Yeah, because Pauly has the very important job of being the hungover greeter as people walk in. So he has a little chair next to the door. He's just like got some like a newspaper over his head and is like, welcome, good morning, good morning. Good morning.
And we see the tea shop, Yama, just getting it ready for the morning. I imagine him, his armor is put up on a stand, sort of in the corner, gleaming, like it's catching the light from the morning and using that as kind of a mirror to allow light into the rest of the building. But somehow he's found, he's got an apron and he's going around, getting all the pots boiling together and walking around kind of sniffing the different bags of tea he's been able to accrue. All the furniture in here, I'm imagining, is half stolen, half repaired. Like pieces of furniture that were missing a leg and a different chair leg has been put on it, so they're all kind of on a slight angle, or they do wobble.
I thought we were going that like Yama went stupidly extravagant with this and like actually has no understanding of money whatsoever.
Okay, that could be the case. I'm happy with that too.
Wasn't that the idea? We were going to go like with Yama's idea was that they had no idea how money works because they were a general. So it's really nice in here, and they're charging like either too much or too little for really expensive tea.
Can I just say that like Karu like sees the crazy spending, and I think he like kind of sneaks in a couple of the sort of secondhand like found this on the side of the road, and maybe I don't know if you're open to this, Timmy, but maybe when Pauly's kind of the slump is a bit too much and he's getting a bit too seedy as the entrance, that Karu kind of goes, do you want to? I picked up another chair the other day. Do you want to like go and like paint it? And like maybe like Pauly gets to go out the back.
Yeah, and then I'll go steal something. I'll go steal.
So there's like super extravagant furniture, but then there's also not extravagant furniture that essentially makes up the numbers so that there's enough people, chairs for people to sit in.
Mm-hmm.
And we try to disguise it so that Yama can't tell that it's literally shit we got off the street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All for it.
You, just like any other typical day, patrons sort of come in, either grabbing their morning tea or coming to sit down and read the paper. You're lucky that a couple of them will leave the paper behind. You can kind of catch up on some of the local news that's made it this far. The sort of the Bard Guild that travels from town to town, especially in these smaller villages, make sure kind of news is spread, and there's sort of basic newsletters that kind of go out. A lot of it very obviously propaganda in terms of the great the great prince is a great prince Karagatan is as strong as ever. He just proclaimed last week to a packed audience of 20,000 citizens that he was in control, and the borders opening up is a good thing, and so on and so forth. Though the conversations you hear in this tea house are anything but. The common people here have not really seen the prince or spoken to anyone who's seen the prince in some time, and word is starting to get around that perhaps things aren't all well at the Volcano Throne. One of these days, though, you overhear two merchants. You eye them out poorly. I think your thieves' eyes pick them out as rather well-to-do. They're sitting there. They haven't bought. They've ordered the most expensive tea. They've paid it without blinking. And the main thing you notice is that they have sort of green brocade on their shoulders, and it points them out instantly to you as members of the Emerald Trading Company.
Right.
And you overhear they're having a bit of a conversation about the Marabottom festival that's coming up, and that they have, they must get their goods to Marabottom. There's going to be a huge festival. Everything's going to be sold. They always, people always pay so much. They pay festival prices, and it's one of those outer lying towns that is just doing incredibly well lately. For the last couple of years, has been like
would I know how far away this town is?
You think it'd probably be 3 or 4 days sail.
Right. Welcome to the tea shop. I understand you've already had some tea, but I mean, maybe I could introduce you in something else. If any information you need about Marabottom, maybe we can exchange this information, and maybe you might need to find a crew or a captain to run a ship and be very dashing and handsome.
Oh, well, I need one of those things. Dashing and handsome is not a terrible one either, but
it's a prerequisite, let's be honest here.
We had a crew press ganged in, ready to full guild crew, ready to sail on the morning tide to Marabottom. But the captain's become ill, and I don't know if my goods are going to make it in time for the festival. By the time he's him and his whole crew just freak accident. They all got food poisoning. I'm sure not from here, my good sir.
Could we have a flashback to the night before of Pauly? Absolutely just out chugging this other captain. You know what I mean? Like, and then getting in a fist fight. He loses the fist fight surprisingly, but then poisons the captain.
At the tentacle show.
Yeah, that's it. He goes, I don't know.
You flash back to a captain wearing sort of a green hat, like the same kind of Emerald Trading Company.
Yeah. There's a bug going around town. It's affecting a lot of people. Well, look, I mean, I know a captain. Very
You
good
do?
one at that. Yeah.
And the other merchant is like, oh, that would be highly against regulations. You're going to bring non-union members into this contract?
Look. I'll bring him out and you can discuss. And so Pauly does a little turnaround, and the apron that he was wearing for his tea serving thing just flies off, and then the tricorn goes on, and he sits down in that one flourish move.
All of a sudden sober.
In a spin. Yeah. G'day there, guys. I'm Captain Pauly. How are you?
Oh, Captain Pauly.
Yeah.
We've heard of your exploits. Were you not in the Verdant Beacon some months ago?
Maybe?
Wasn't your ship raiding coastal towns up in the
The La Floridita?
Pacifica tribes?
The La Floridita?
That's the one.
No. Okay. Wait a second. No? I'm definitely Captain Pauly, but I wasn't doing that. I'm looking for my ship.
Oh yes. Well, I didn't see your ship in port.
I mean, you would have run, obviously, if you did, because I'm so fearsome and scary. But I mean, no, that wasn't me. I'd admit to it if I did it. But I mean, Yama, and I point to the, big hobgoblin over there, doesn't let me kill anything anymore. It's just bullshit, to be honest.
Oh, well, we're not looking for any killing.
Are you sure? The killing comes as part of the package, to be honest. At this point, I'm just happy to murder anyone.
That won't be necessary, and they're kind of backing off a little bit now.
And then Shrimpy just comes out. He's like, look, he's just itching to go.
Oh no, we just need a captain and a small crew to make a delivery. We don't. We'll find someone else. We've got the ship and it's all loaded. We don't need a notorious.
Fine. I won't murder anyone. But I do have a crew. And they're all pretty switched on and willing to help out. We are in the tea business right now, but pirating is the main business. I mean, merchanting. Merchanting is in the main business.
One of the merchants kind of elbows the other and says, we could do a privateer contract.
Sign me up. I'll be a privateer. Pauly looks desperate, to be honest. He's not even.
Please. Please, sir.
Karu, come over here. They need to meet the crew.
I think Karu. I like to think that Karu is actually a really good attendant, and if anything, he's become like semi-beloved by like regular patrons. So like he's like mid-conversation with a patron, he's just like, oh, okay, and just kind of like comes over and does the full hospitality voice kind of thing.
That's okay. It's okay. We don't need to be nice to these guys. We're going to be pirates for them. I mean, merchanteers. That's the one. We're not going to murder anyone.
I mean, I could just be nice for the hell of it, but sure. Who are we not murdering?
Why would you be nice and work in hospitality?
I don't know. I'm trying a new thing. See what happens.
Yeah.
Not cynical yet.
Yeah. He's still wide-eyed and enjoying himself.
He's in his first 6 months still.
Yep.
The honeymoon phase.
Very much.
Before that sharp decline.
Yeah. I don't think he's experienced a holiday rush yet, so I think he's fine.
Well, we're just chatting with your friend here,
my
Karu.
Captain. This is my captain.
They know Karu. Like they're like, oh, Karu, yes. Please, yes, do. Can I try the pomegranate this time? Thank you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, you know what? You know what goes really well with it? I'm not even going to tell you. You're going to have to guess. And Karu like runs back. He's like, and immediately comes back. I don't want to like steal what Cait has imagined for this shop, but for some reason I'm getting a bubble tea set up where all the teas are like in massive drums and they were pre-brewed like in the morning kind of thing. And it's just a matter of like, you can churn out orders really quickly because you're not having to brew it and steep it. It's already been done. So Karu comes out immediately with two very special glasses with like a little like frangipani kind of flower in it. And he's just like, let me know if you can work out what the extra bit is in there.
Oh,
and then
thank
he
you.
looks
I mean,
at Pauly and he's like, it's not poison.
We have overlooked the refurbishment of this fine establishment because it has been a godsend to this town. I mean, the gods above and below know that we welcome every time we're in town, stopping here, and you can see like the back half of this, what was probably once some kind of warehouse workshop that has definitely been run down at some point and then built up again over the last month or so. But he sort of says, "Oh, we were just chatting with your friend here or another patron. I mean, does he also Captain? Yes, Captain Pauly. We'll just.
I don't really work here very often. I'm very hungover a lot of the time.
He's mostly just here because we like his companionship and he gets along with people. He doesn't technically work here because he's a captain. Like, myself and Yama, the owner of this establishment, like we wanted to do this. But Captain Pauly is kind of just waiting to get back on a boat, pretty much. He's just here.
You give me a boat and I'll kill anyone you want.
Well, if you and Yama vouchsafe for this gentleman,
absolutely,
we have a delivery that needs to be taken to Marabottom in time for the festival, and we'd be willing to share in the percentages of the profits at a discount rate, of course, as you are non-guild members. But it could be an opportunity for you to bring your kegs of tea to the rest of Aurora as well. A festival is going to have many thirsty patrons.
Oh, well, Yama will love that. But, I feel like it's a yes already.
Then I say, well, unless there's anything else, I think we'll fast forward a little bit to...
All he wants to just haggle and say there's a free murder as well. They get one free murder for letting me go onto a ship.
I'm sure that won't be necessary. It's
Look,
purely
I'm going to just write a note that says, I owe you one murder, and then you can just hand it to me whenever you want to.
Very well. Well,
signed Pauly.
Karu just leans in, he's like, just take the note. Just take it.
We'll perhaps then, if you take our goods to and our ship to Marabottom, and I leave it to you and Yama to perhaps procure any commodities that are available there. There's been a number of treasures and artifacts, I believe, recovered from the sea around that town in the past year or so. Anything you can get a good deal on, bring back here, and we will split the profits.
Anything of particular interest? That was a pretty wide net you just cast.
Well, it's hard to say. Marabottom, once upon a time, was just sort of a simple fishing and farming town, but recently treasures and trinkets and things have been coming out of the sea there, and by the way that your keen eye, I think, is if your eye for treasure is half as good as your eye for tea, your nose for tea, then I think there could be some uncovered gems that you could bring back that would play very well in the larger cities.
I feel like there's a yes, but I feel like later on Karu's like, man, I can't smell shit. I don't know why they think I know anything about tea.
Yeah.
I just picked an ingredient and threw it in their tea. I don't know if it tastes any good.
Horseradish.
Yeah.
Like professional merchants, they hammer out an agreement of they will loan you the use of their ship and give you their cargo on lien, on the provision that as a contractor for the Emerald Trading Company, you will sell these goods in Marabottom, spend a portion of that money on refilling the ship, bringing it back here, but whilst that's happening, they will have use and ownership of the tea house in the effect that you fail to return. Right? They are aware that you could walk away with a ship or sink it. So there's collateral, effectively. Sound good?
Sounds fair.
Sounds great.
All right. We cut to the next morning. Pauly, do you walk up the gangplank on a ship, or do you fly to a ship? Like, what is the?
I fly to it. Yeah, no, absolutely. I do one of those like I do like fly to the end of the gangplank that's on the ship, but then like take my step on from there. You know, like anyone else would, but I definitely fly up it.
Yeah. There's plenty of it's a small kind of 2-master ship. It's not a big one by any means.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of find yourself feeling a little bit better on the perhaps just on the deck of a ship again, that you're able to walk up to the tiller, the wheel, and you put your hand on it, and no one's yelling at you to keep pulling those ropes and to get back in the crow's nest and so on.
Yep. It's mine to command.
That's right.
Yeah.
Here's what it looks like.
Little prig. Oh, cute.
Nice.
I'm guessing it's a merchant ship, so it's just cargo. No, nothing else really fancy about it.
That's right. Yeah.
Beautiful. That's fine.
Just barrels and crates. I don't know why that map is moving. That's weird.
Map's running away from you.
It's running away.
Runaway ship.
Oh, we'll need to fix that another time. Let's get off that screen then, because that's just going to be
Whoa!
weird. Oh yeah, you can go downstairs and stuff.
Oh, I got a cabin.
I'm glad you're happy.
I am.
We now turn our attention to a town. It stands a lonely vigil atop a remote northern shore, hunkered down against the terrible ocean storms. For most of the year, it sits alone, for trade in the region has decreased, but if this were any other town, it would have long since been forgotten, or perhaps even abandoned. But this is no other village. This is Marabottom. Here the fish are plentiful. Here the crops grow and thrive, despite the rocky soil. Here the ocean offers up its riches willingly. And you two head out on your journey to the sort of outer islands, approaching Marabottom. With just the three of you, I think, on the ship. Lot having left you, sort of booked her own passage some time ago, and left you with all the best. It's difficult, but this smaller ship is a little bit easier to manage than La Floridita.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Karu is taking every opportunity to climb on everything. So he is willingly doing everything that needs to be done to make sure the ship moves. He's just excited. So tentacles everywhere.
Yeah, Pauly will actually man the wheel and make sure that I'm getting us to where we need to go.
Couple of days into your journey, those sort of heavy clouds, and what begins is sort of an endless rain. You might as well be blind out there. You hit that storm. It's not buffeting the ship around a lot. It's just heavy and washing you down. The occasional flash of lightning, however. Sometimes the rain is sort of forced aside by a gust of howling wind. And you're on that path for another day or two, making it difficult to kind of navigate to where you need to go. Eventually, you can spot off on the horizon, Pauly, sort of a occasional blinking light that is not lightning.
What is it, a lighthouse?
It is absolutely a lighthouse.
Ooh!
And through this sort of gale of wind and pouring rain, though, It almost cast, it's somewhat dampened than the normal kind of beautiful beacons that you have seen. But you're pretty sure, according to the map, that this is the Marabottom lighthouse on the horizon as you're kind of making your way closer.
Pauly just screams out, "Land ho!"
It's unclear whether it's day or night time, just with the rain and the terribleness that's been hitting you. Actually, give me. We'll roll the first dice for this this arc. Give me a perception check.
Percepcione.
Karu, you can give me one too if you want while you're climbing up and down things. I assume
Oh, here we
still
go.
rain.
26.
I will use my smell.
Oh yeah,
It
sure.
doesn't matter. 14.
Well, Pauly, with your excellent perception, you spot the lighthouse looks a little odd. It's sort of a sickly yellow rather than kind of a bright yellow or red.
Yeah.
Or even white light. It's almost like a grimy yellow, if that kind of makes sense. Maybe like tinged with greens and stuff like that. It could be the storm. Karu, you're perhaps a little bit distracted. You're just soaking in the rain. It's just nice to feel wet on the top of a ship, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
You're just getting moisturized by that, fresh water above, seawater bursting up when a wave hits the ship below. But Pauly, you notice in one of these rising waves next to the ship, you see shapes underneath the water when the lightning flashes, and then when the lightning's gone and you recover your night vision, were they just shapes? Maybe it was just shadows in the ocean, shadows in the waves. You have a difficult time bringing the ship under control in this kind of, and bringing it in closer to the port. As you get closer and closer, you can see it is a lighthouse, and it is actually kind of a spinning light. They have some kind of mechanism to spin it around there, so you can kind of get glimpses of, and especially as the lightning strikes, you kind of the shore is kind of lit up. You're able to bring it in to the port
Does it
city.
look like a festival's happening here?
Not right now, not in this rain.
Yeah.
But as you pull into the port, well, in fact, you tell me, because you're more of a ship guy. Would you try and wait out a storm outside a port, or would you try and bring it in?
You would actually wait it out because it's quite difficult to get further in. You'd probably get to a point where the, I guess though, how bad is this storm?
It's pretty rough, but I don't know. How good a captain are you?
Probably actually, because the issue would be that you could stick a dash against rocks. You'd probably just come up and go for the port. Yeah, you would. Yeah, we'll go to the port.
So you bring it into port. It's a bit rocky. There's certainly that kind of comical scraping of as you come in maybe a little bit hard. The waves kind of pushing you a lot more aggressively than perhaps you would have liked. And you hear some cracking and splintering, but nothing too terrible. And on the closest to kind of the berth you were able to get, there's a couple of other ships, all their sails kind of lashed up, or so they're not going to be moved around. Everything's effectively battened down. There's a couple of small canoes and things like that on the beach, all turned over and staked into the ground out there. The only building you see with lights on is what appears to be some kind of pub.
Yep.
Hilariously named based on this weather, the Smooth Sailing Inn and Tavern.
All right. Well, we'll just check the cargo's like all safe for now.
Mm-hmm.
There was no one on the dock, was there?
No one's out here on this night.
All right, well, let's go to the tavern. Do you want to go to the tavern, Karu?
I mean, yeah. Like, this isn't exactly the kind of... This isn't great. Let's go inside. Also, maybe that's where everybody is.
Root?
It's like no one around. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, you don't even see what you would normally maybe see. Even in a storm like this, there might be a couple of fishermen out and about, trying to get something, but just no one's out and about in this town in this weather. And as you get closer, you see that there's sort of different styles of architecture, suggesting this building before was perhaps like a couple of separate buildings that have been, like the space between has been sealed up.
Yeah.
And it's been combined. So from the outside, it looks like two separate buildings that were like bricks or boards were kind of added to. And smoke rises from several chimneys only to vanish into the falling rain. Firelight gleams through several windows, and the sound of conversation, nearly inaudible in the storm, leaks away from the doorway. A sign above the door, portraying a ship at full sail on a waveless sea, flaps violently in the wind. Killian, you're seated in this tavern. There's a number of other people here, some members of the Golden Guardians, the Emerald Trading Company, a couple of merchants and traders and things like that, all in this inn. You see that there's sort of three different patterns of floor at three slightly different levels, making up the common room. Beyond this single quirk, however, this might as well be any other tavern. There's a bar standing in one corner of the vast chamber, a staircase on the other, smattering of chairs and tables scattered throughout. Two fireplaces radiate comforting warmth throughout the room, and several staff whirl about with tankards of ale and plates of smoked fish as the door bangs open, letting the rain and storm in. And three figures enter in: an Aarakocra, a sea elf, and a hobgoblin.
Can my tentacles be up a bit and we get illuminated by a backflash of lightning?
Yeah.
for
Just
a
the door
hot
kicks
second?
open.
Yeah. And it's just, and for just like a hot second, it's like,
Pauly's
what the
wings
fuck
and
is that?
Pauly's wings are out. What they're actually out there for is to block the rain from Yama and Karu. But with the backdrop, it looks scary.
Yeah.
And you look down, Killian, at the piece of paper given to you by the goatee stranger, and it was like a charcoal sketch of this exact silhouette, and just written underneath it is "Return the chessboard."
Okay.
And to break what is probably a cool momentous moment, the second they walk into the thing, Pauly just goes, "Fuck me, I need a drink."
Do they? Do the three close the door behind them?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
If not
Killian's-
Karu, definitely Yama.
Pauly definitely
Killian's
doesn't.
sort of like just sitting back at his table. He's got a boot like up on the chair, on a chair across from him, just with this piece of paper. Looks up, but he looks back down. Looks up again. Has a drink, and he's like, "Wait, shit! Oh shit!
Oh, cool.
Oh, they're here. Oh, he was right. That guy does know some stuff. Okay,
Ooh.
that's cool."
Can you describe for me again what Killian looks like? Just so that we're refreshed, because we haven't
Yes.
really met him yet.
All right, so Killian is a lavender skinned with dark purple haired tiefling man, young tiefling man. He's quite slender in a long purple, like I guess
Your token doesn't match what you're describing.
Yeah, no, it
down.
does not.
So I've just put Zorn there for now.
Yeah, that's all good. I can send you the token art.
Yeah.
For
D&D homework.
yeah. I sent you the art.
Oh, well, whatever.
Yeah, you didn't do your homework. In a long purple trench coat with gold accents, and his white button-up shirt. It's got like a little grandfather collar on the shirt, not the folded collar. Chains around his neck and rings and stuff. Just watches him walk in. He stands up and judging by his stature when he's sitting down, he appears quite like average height. And then he stands up, and you notice he's got like we'll say a 2-inch heel on his boots to make him appear bigger, a bit taller, a bit more magical and elegant. He's got a rapier at his side, with just a basic rapier, but it's got quite an ornate handle with gold accents on it and stuff. And then atop all of that, he's got his cloak that's kind of pushed over to one side, so he's tucked it over, so it's like a one-sided over one shoulder cloak. And yeah, about it. Black leather pants. Just yeah, it's nothing super special to look at besides the fact that he's
Still purple and a tiefling, pretty cool.
yeah, he's not like the kind of tieflings that anyone around these parts have seen before, so he stands out a fair bit.
Yeah, especially in these islands, you met, I can't even remember his name, but there was that tiefling that had the big tattoos and...
The one I thunder stepped out of prison.
Yeah, the caribou kind of...
I remember that guy. That guy was great. Karu misses that guy. Karu thinks about that guy.
He's on the ship, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took off with Ratty.
Yep.
But yeah, upon noticing, he'll stand up, and you hear like that iconic sound of someone wearing like a solid heeled boot walking on a wooden floor. Like it kind of like you hear that underlying all of the sound in the tavern, making its way towards Pauly.
Pauly's at the corner of the bar going, "Bucket!"
As he slams on the bar, Killian will slide a pint of ale down the bar to him and go, "You don't need him."
Pauly will absolutely grab it and drink it and go, "Oh, well, thank you. But this is only the start." Bucket! I drank the whole pint in like fucking 2 seconds.
Killian will just look to Karu and be like, "Okay."
Karu has the bucket. Like he's gotten it organized. So like so like you make that eye contact, and Karu is just like looks at you and just shrugs and then puts the bucket in front of Pauly.
And he'll just be like, "Well, I believe I've been sent to speak with you three about something. Kind of weird. I never quite know how to ask this question. But I'm sort of what would I call myself? A finder. I'm good at tracking things down, and I've been tasked with
Finding us.
Retrieving something. No.
Pauly
Not
is
necessarily
getting
finding
squinty-eyed.
you.
Squinty-eyed, and he's reaching for Shrimpy.
Looking for something that you have, but with
Pauly
a
holds on to Shrimpy.
yeah, with a passive passive perception of 16. Would I see Pauly's hand going for his gun?
I'm not even being subtle about it.
Okay, all good. And I'll just like I'll shoot an eye at the gun and be like, no, it's not like that. It's nothing like that. You don't need to worry. I know I look quite strange. Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm from the same place as the scary things, but I'm not like that. I'm a nice guy. I'm friendly.
We don't really like friendly guys, do we, Karu?
I mean, I can be not friendly, but like I'm trying to be nice.
I feel like if someone says they're friendly before they've even told you their name, like
Yeah,
are
I
they
know.
friendly?
He's being really strange. I feel like he's like a bounty hunter or something. And I mean,
No,
really,
no,
I don't
no,
want
no,
to. I don't
What
want
does
to
he
have
want
to.
to take from us?
I don't want to have to kill anybody that, like, you know, for
No, but you
someone
owe
else
murder.
taking my name. I do.
but no.
I do owe a murder. I feel like Yama stops Pauly, like he's
Yeah.
like this, you know.
Yeah. Maybe lead with your let's go to a table. How about we do that first?
I mean,
Pauly.
I just like I've been sent to get a chess set. God,
A
that's
chess
it.
set?
Yes.
Oh.
Apparently, you guys took a chess set from a friend of mine. Well, not from a friend of mine, from a friend of mine's friend
We
a
take
few
a lot
months
of
back.
things.
And-
you gotta be more specific. I mean, I've stolen a lot of stuff.
Does the
Probably a
name-
lot of chess sets too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does
Was it
the name
shiny?
Mordenkainen mean anything to you?
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah, he sent
He
me.
owes me a ship.
He sent me to get something from you guys.
Is it
What
the
does he
chess
think
set?
he's getting? What does he think he's getting from us when he already owes me something?
His chess set.
He's the worst Santa Claus I've ever met in my life. I'll tell you that right now.
Hey, Captain, did you steal a chess set?
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean,
If
I'm not.
did, it'll be on La Floridita.
Yeah, I'm not mad or anything. I'm just asking because I don't remember a chess set, so I just assumed
All
you've
I know
taken
is
it.
I owe a murder, and I've had a chance to murder someone, and I'm not allowed to murder someone. Thanks, Yama.
You're not allowed to murder someone yet. The
Thank
night
you.
is still
Okay.
young. Don't worry about it.
Good.
This is going horribly.
What's
Guys.
your name? What's your name?
I'm Killian. Nice to meet you. I'm from Chult.
Where's
It all
that?
sounds like a made-up place.
Yeah, it does.
You meant to be a pirate crew and you don't know of Chult.
We're a pirate crew. We can't trust anybody, including you, no matter how nice you say you are.
It's around the Sword Coast. It's off the Sword Coast. It's back in the old world, not the new world.
You got any affiliations with any of the groups on the
I
seas
went- I
at
tried-
the moment?
I tried to go to the university. They rejected my application, and then Mordenkainen was like, "See, I told you." And he's like, "But I need you to get something for me." And now I'm here. It's been a busy, I don't know, while.
Why? When did you come to this town? Why are you in this town specifically?
I was told you'd be here, so
When?
I came here. I
When?
don't know. I was told. Some
When were
time
you
ago.
told?
Yeah,
How
we
long-
didn't
Dan?
even know we were going to be
Dan,
here.
what was the time frame
yeah,
between
you
me
were-
being told?
Like you were told weeks ago. Like it.
Yeah.
You would have had to come here, right? So, and you would have taken longer for you to find a ship and so on. Like, yeah, you were definitely told before they knew they were coming here.
Okay, yeah. All right. So I've known for a few weeks, I guess.
Oh my god, what? And Karu
What do you?
does a little huddle with Yama and Pauly directly in front of Killian,
And
and it's just
whilst
weeks
in the
ago-
huddle, Shrimpy's pointed out at Killian. You know, don't think anything funny about this. Shrimpy has a mind of his own. All right, now keep going.
Weeks ago. We only took this job a couple of days ago. What the fuck? What's going on with this guy? I don't like this guy.
He's a bit strange, isn't he?
How would he know weeks ago to
I
come
mean,
and
he's
find?
kind of hot, but I mean, that doesn't mean we should trust him.
Captain, you've got to strike that out of your mind, or else you'll never succeed.
Good-looking
Yeah.
people get things done. Okay.
I know it. No, I agree. It's really hard to look past it, but
I mean,
yes.
did you see him quiver when I threatened him? You know, it was kind of sexy.
I was. Yeah, I look. Okay,
Killian.
look, I'm not going into
Killian's
that.
just going to chime in and be like, "Oh, that wasn't a quiver. I'm from Avernus. I've seen much scarier things."
You're not part of this huddle.
I know.
Stay threatened.
There's three of us against one. If
Look,
he's a
I
problem,
mean,
I don't think
he
he's a
knows-
problem.
He knows Mordenkainen, but I don't remember stealing anything from Mordenkainen.
Do you remember everything you steal?
No,
real. Okay, well then that's
no,
not
I had to look
really-
through my notes, and even then I
I'm
didn't.
just gonna
Karu?
drop into plot for you that it was Sorn that stole the chess set.
Oh,
But I think Karu
this is
saw
great.
him do it.
Yeah.
You were in
Oh,
the
can
bedroom where Sorn just went, portable hole, put everything in there.
Because Karu's memory is pretty shoddy. This is actually an established canon thing. Can I do just a roll now to
Yeah.
see if maybe Karu goes, oh wait, hang on. What would the roll be?
I think maybe just straight up intelligence.
Will that work?
As Killian kind of describes that it would have been a fancy chess set, it probably would have, da-da-da. Maybe, but I mean, you steal a lot of things.
Yeah, I think maybe Karu goes, look, it's, you know what, it sounds like the kind of thing we would steal. Maybe not you, but any of
Okay.
us. Maybe I stole it. Shit, I don't know.
How close is Killian to us?
Oh, I'm standing like within 5 feet of you.
Can I try and steal something off Killian while we're in this huddle somehow?
Sure.
I'll
We can
give
do
it
a
back.
Contest. We can do a contest.
Yeah, sweet. That's great.
Why don't you give me a sleight of
Killian's
hand
like
versus...
on alert, like he's
Yeah, yeah.
paying attention to what's happening.
That's
and
totally fine.
Can I use
I'm
my
doing this on-
passive investigation against his roll?
I'll let you make an investigation check.
Okay, I'll take that.
Because I want to see two sides of the roll here.
22.
My passive is 24.
Wow.
But my actual roll is 20. So
It's
yeah, you
close.
take something.
What now it's not like you're
No, nothing.
minding I think with a 20 versus 22, like you're minding your good shit. But like
Yeah.
what do you think Pauly does get? Why don't you tell us what Pauly gets from you?
I'd like maybe like Killian has like a little dagger like just here. But
Right.
He's mainly like keeping his hands are sort of like clasped, so you can't like lift a ring off his finger or something.
No, it's fine. It's like literally Pauly's just like, look, I'm really good at stealing stuff, and then just goes like this, and then just throws a dagger at him. You know what I mean?
I catch the dagger and just like put it back in. Just like that's why what? Yeah, okay, fair enough. But that's a family heirloom, man.
I
Like,
do it
come
on instinct,
Like I
man,
use it to
okay?
open letters.
I don't even remember stealing this chess set. Okay, but I mean, you're sounding it's like it's shiny, so I probably did steal it. And if I did steal it, it's going to be on our old ship. So you need to help us find our old ship, and then you can get your bloody chess set back.
Okay. Is that? Do you know if? I mean, I could. Okay. Who do you know of anyone that's definitely on the ship that you could describe to me?
Ratty.
Can you really give me a good description?
Rat.
Yeah, right.
Do you have a picture of or a likeness of this rat?
Really draws a really shittily scribbled rat.
Oh my god, I love this.
I
Deadpan
really-
face, by the way, like you know.
Like I'm gonna.
Uncanny.
I got a better idea.
But
should
like
have it.
with like really like fancy eyelashes and like
Ah,
a
what the
lipstick,
hell?
like
Didn't
he's
have
a
it.
pretty rat. Ratty cares about himself. Okay, looks after
Yeah.
himself.
Wait, I just had to. I was meant to have something prepared that I don't have prepared. So I just that out
Just
quickly.
sort it out, mate. You'll be right.
Yep, I'm doing it right now. So I'm going to be like, all right. Do you mind? Like, I'm just gonna. Can I? I just want you to think. I'll explain what I'm gonna do first before I just go and do it because I know a lot of people they get kind of weird and you're currently holding your gun and I'd hate to turn you into a small chicken. What I want to do is I want to read your thoughts to see what Ratty looks like, and then I'm gonna pluck that thought from your brain.
No,
And I'm
look,
gonna take
mate,
it, and then I'll know him
my,
first.
My brain is an open book. Go for it. We had a crew member who would just read my brain and scream into it every time they wanted to talk.
Okay.
No, go for it, man.
All right. Well, I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on Pauly.
There's not even a barrier, man. Nothing. Everything can escape from that brain.
Yep. And then I'm going to say, now really, really picture Ratty for me.
Please let it be the fucking
It's
picture
the
you
exact
just drew.
image. It's the exact image. It is the exact image that I drew.
All right. Is there anyone else on the ship? And I just like, think of anyone else on the ship. Anyone.
Splug.
I feel like Pauly would 100% remember exactly what Splug looks like because he loved him so much.
I did love Splug, but no, it's still a really shittily drawn. My brain is a fucking mystery, man. Okay.
Oh, God. All right. Dan, is that what I'm going to using code
Everything in
thoughts
Pauly's-
and like
everything in Pauly's brain.
every crew member that Pauly sort of thinks on quickly, can I
Yeah,
using
you
code
get-
thoughts to like copy them out?
Like as in to draw them out kind of thing, or do you?
Yeah, I would have pulled that memory out for a second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can definitely tell it's like, it's almost like cartoonish in how maybe this is just how Pauly remembers these people. You think that well, if I'm picking up, I think where you want to go with this, you think like it could work, but it might be a bit tenuous, right? Like it could give you a area rather than a pinpoint.
Like, because I'm definitely wanting to use scrying.
Yeah.
But that's why I was like, if I can pull out a memory of this person, then I don't get that modifier.
By the
that
way,
negative to it.
Well, I don't know if you tell. I mean, maybe if you tell Pauly or the crew what it is you're actually trying to do, they might be more inclined to help you.
I'll be like,
by the way, the Karu drawing / image, my mental image is like buff as fuck with like a 12-pack. You know what I mean? And even like the tentacles have 6-packs.
Is it
That's how.
Is it like buff Squidward kind of thing? And that it's like he's like super shiny.
That's exactly it. Yes, yeah, correct.
While this is happening, I'm gonna look at Pauly and be like, now I really need you to focus. What I can do, if you can give
Pauly's
me an
already just
exact
looked away, like he's like,
image,
"Oh,
I can
shit."
find your ship. I can literally find your ship right now.
That seems too convenient.
This is
Yeah,
what
look,
I do.
man,
I'm a wizard.
I've bought many a condo, okay, on many an island, all right, with this same kind of pitch. I don't know if I can believe this.
All right, I dropped detect thoughts. I'm like, all right, whatever. We'll do it the hard way, I guess. We'll just go looking for it on the seas.
Another Dylan character.
No. I'm gonna be like, but if I'll help you find your ship, because I guess what I need is on your ship. So I thought we could do it the easier way, but if not, we'll do it the harder way, and we'll do the legwork and we'll search. But I guess if we're going to be traveling together, there's some stuff I should tell you, and I don't think here is the setting for it.
Okay.
Well,
I will say as well, we do know an area where the Floridita was, because we were told that it was there.
Yeah, I could have found exactly where it was right this second.
Yeah, but we didn't need that because we already knew that it was in this area.
We did.
I
And,
know.
I mean, did you see how buff Karu was in my mind? Like,
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna like
it's honestly pales in comparison to the real thing. I mean,
I
look.
put that memory back in. I'm just like, I don't need that. You can keep that.
Yeah,
and I just rubbed my hand on Pauly's vest, just like there was a lot of smut in there.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
my brain's a copper brothel. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what it is.
And then Killian will be like, okay, well, if you'll follow me,
Yeah.
we got to talk, but it has to be somewhere private. Are there any rooms?
There certainly are. In fact, I think if you go to the stairs, you can go up the stairs.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh,
Well,
fancy.
I'm gonna take everyone up the stairs.
Wee. Oh yeah, there you go.
Whee! Oh, there we go. Where'd I go?
I went back downstairs.
Upstairs.
Where am
I
going?
like this. I
So
like this way of
click the
going
little
in and out, though.
upstairs. You click the little up
Oh,
arrow.
I've got to click it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wee.
That's dope.
All
That's
right.
cute.
And I'll just like go down the hall, like pretty much all the way down the hall.
Cool.
Open a door and like go into this room.
I think Karu whispers to Pauly as we're walking down the hall. I'd be worried that he was taking us down this hallway to murder us in this room, except that I am not intimidated by him at all.
No, he's very scrawny.
And then we'll.
Look at you. Have you been working out? Like, I mean, where have you found the time with being a tea shop? Tea shop host. It's impressive.
Okay, those bags of tea leaves that Yama gets ordered in are fucking heavy, man.
Just saying, like you've done well. You're looking ripped.
There's like Arnold Schwarzenegger poses happening down the hallway as we walk. Yeah.
And then as we walk in, Dan, I'm just gonna send you something on Discord.
Because I don't have Facebook up.
Yes. All right. As we walk in, I'll be like, all right. So, do you mind just closing that door? Karu, was it?
I don't think Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
And I'll be like, okay, so I guess if we're going to be traveling together, there's some things you should know. So I'm a traveling wizard. I've come from Chult, which is around the Sword Coast area, back in the old world. This isn't what you see is not me. There's a weird thing chasing me on the seas, but that's neither here nor there. And I'll like click my fingers, and like an illusion will drop. And instead of the really, really scrawny little lavender tiefling that you've seen, there's a bit more. He's a bit bigger, a little bit more wide, broader shoulders.
Ooh, sexy.
Covered in tattoos, like the real short sleeves on his cloak, like on his coat now, because he's a bit more. Like, he's not, like, muscle-bound. Like, he's not strong as fuck. But, like, he's done a lot of traveling around and working on ships. His horns are a lot more pronounced. And instead of ending, like, about midway towards, like, the back of, like, the crown area of his head, they, like, go up and they're golden. His golden eyes, like, go more red. And he's like, this is me. I do... try to keep a disguise up.
Pauly drools a bit, by the way.
As much as possible, because there's a weird group of, I guess they're fish people? I don't know. They seem to be hunting me. I've been looking for something.
Fish people? And Karu, tentacle?
Not,
this is like elaborate?
No, different kind of, not tentacle people. Fish people. There's some god in the sea or some big entity or something. I don't know. Something they worship. I don't know. Anyway, they've been trying to kill me. Because I look for artifacts. And I've come across some information on some things, and maybe I think they might be looking for it too. And they're trying to snuff out the competition. But yeah, this is me. I didn't want to join you under false pretense. I would very much like to just be open with you. I'm not trying to lie to you or sway you in any way. But yeah.
Yeah, I know we can trust him. He's hot.
Oh, thank you.
You just said we can trust him. He's hot. I thought he was before he transformed. I mean, it's a new hot.
Yeah,
okay,
different.
fine. Yeah. The trust scale amongst us is pretty easy to pass, as you can tell.
Okay, well, that works for me, I guess.
Sorry, Shrimpy, you don't get to murder him today.
You murder someone else, Shrimpy. We'll go find someone else for you to murder.
Oh, I'm all for.
Shrimpy gets all quivers, like, you know, he's like little mandibles go.
Like I'm all for murder and that sort of stuff. Like where it's due. Like,
We're not supposed to murder anymore. We're good pirates. And then he looks at Yama.
Yama's like still downstairs, like chatting with all the patrons.
Looks down, looks at the door. But yeah, I try to keep up appearances of very unassuming when I'm in public. I suppose this town, I haven't really heard anything of worry of these people here so far.
In the time you've been here, the weather's been like on and off, but there's definitely been like building towards this festival and more people arriving. The people all downstairs, you would know, have come in not all come in separately. They sort of came in groups, and they're all here for the sort of the bounty festival that's happening, or was meant to be happening this week. Assuming the weather clears up. But everyone in town's been really nice and super friendly.
So I don't think I'll... I don't know. Actually, I kind of would like to not startle the nice folk downstairs, because I look very different now. And he pulls a stone out of his pocket and just rubs his hands over it, and then turns back into the purple tiefling. And he goes, well, yeah, that was... His voice like gets a little bit higher pitch as well. He just seems a lot brighter and happier and friendlier. And he's like, yeah, all right, well, yeah. So I guess I'll help you guys find your ship, if you'd like.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
I either have to murder who I thought people were friends of mine, or they'll come back under the fold when we get there. So
I mean, I could turn one of if anyone on the ship's really wronged you, I could turn them into like maybe a rat.
turn Ratty into a rat. That's a great idea. That sounds great.
I
Perfect.
love that.
Yeah, but like he doesn't like he's thinking of like a huge like a massive fat rat, and like all he's seen is like a stick drawing with like 4 little legs and like a squiggly tail.
And daggers
He's just, like,
aimed at him, and
yeah, like he's just like he doesn't know that Ratty is actually already a rat. Like he's
Yeah,
just
Ratty.
going-
Ratty. Also, Ratty is either pretending to be me, or they're going off the fear of me. So very important.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
We should
I
actually
can
ask
also-
in this tavern if anyone else has seen, La Floridita or Captain Pauly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, if I could fit in any way you might want on a ship. I'm quite good at
Well,
manipulating.
Morden Kanan sent you, right? Does it justify this chess set, or did he say anything else?
I literally just said these guys have my chess set that I gave to a dear friend, and he wants it back. He didn't say who this dear friend was. Do you know where you stole the chess set from?
I steal a lot of things.
We
Yeah.
don't. We don't
Yeah.
remember.
I just wanted to maybe I've met him a couple of times, but he doesn't seem to be the one to really keep friends, Like he's always nice. He's been nice to me, but it's always in sort of like a
he's very intense.
yeah. He's got that weird stare. Like his eyebrows, they're quite sharp. He's got that real cool dog that follows him around though. That's kind of cool. Like I have something similar to that, but it's not as nice to.
You
bring
have a
around.
dog? You have a dog?
Yeah. Well, it's not really a dog. And I don't think I would really bring it out in a town. It might terrify the people. Yeah. It's also made out of shadows, and it's very angry all the time.
What's his name?
You know what? I never bothered to ask.
Okay, when we get on the ship, or when we're out of this town or whatever, you are bringing the dog out and we're giving it a name, or we're asking for its name.
Yeah,
I want to meet this dog.
I think I have to ask for its name because I don't know if I get the same one every time either. Like I just kind of like do some stuff and it pops up next to me. And sometimes he talks, sometimes he eats things.
It's a talking dog. Sorry, Katsu. That's not Katsu. Karu's just being annoying now.
Like he's like, this is like a rough approximation of a dog. Like this is 100% like this thing definitely doesn't look like a dog, but it's like dog shaped. And he's just like,
Are you
it
telling
must be
Karu
dog.
that in character, or
No. Like in Killian's mind, like he doesn't know what like that
A dog
this
looks
isn't
like.
actually a dog. Like he knows that Mordenkainen's hound is a dog.
yes?
Like he knows that, but the thing that he has, he's like, it comes out. It's a sort of it is dog shape, so it must be dog. And he's like, yeah.
So Karu, you get a lot of Killian going, yeah, dog, kind of, like very non-committal. It sounds like.
Yeah, he's like,
on the
he just has no
dogness
idea.
of this dog.
I feel like
Yeah, he's got no
Karu's
clue.
just like that, that Fry from Futurama meme of just like narrowing his eyes at the increasingly vague description. He's like, all right, you're showing me this kind of not maybe is dog with no name.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I'll introduce you. Like sometimes he's really well mannered. Sometimes he just murders things.
I don't care.
but,
He
like,
sounds delightful.
Yeah, Killian's whole thing is like he's burying his approximation of a dog is purely based off of like hellhounds. So they are like terrifying to look at. So like when he's first met Mordenkainen's, he's like, "Oh, this one's very nice."
Honestly, I like to think that maybe the scrap of paper that has the drawing of Ratty that Pauly did has made its way into this conversation, and now there is a equivalent terrible drawing of a sort of dog next to Ratty.
Pretty much, yeah. And he's like, "All right, well, I guess we'll, yeah, if that's all, shall we go back downstairs, have a drink, try and get some information?"
I guess.
Yeah,
Pauly,
pleased to
drink.
meet you guys.
Oh yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah, so I'm Pauly.
Well, I'm Killian. I'm from the deep south, you might say. Yeah, Avernus. Have you been there?
Have either of us been there?
I don't think so.
He's like, it's quite. I
think, Karu, you would definitely know about Avernus, though.
Okay.
In your
You'll be
training
like-
against fiends, in particular. You would know that Avernus is the hells, and there are 9 layers of hell. Each one more terrible than the last. And, yeah, devils, demons, the blood war, a lot of that kind of stuff.
I believe. Was that the circle that I went with?
Does Killian tell them what layer of hell he's from? Does Dylan know?
I'm just double checking something. Yeah, all right. So it's where was it? Yeah, like Avernus is it's a kind of it's like a tiered system, you know? Kind of weird. Like as we're walking back down the hallway, he's like, "Yeah, it's like a tiered system," and like I'm
Like a reverse pyramid.
Like it's much warmer up here from where I'm from. I'm from the. It's pretty far down. Like I'm from the deep south. Like it's called Cania. Like it's really, really fucking cold, man.
Yeah.
It's been real nice since I've been up here. Hence, like I hadn't had real warmth or like actual sunlight, and like within a week of being on Chult, like I was real pale. Now I am not.
You're like,
Sun's great.
yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about the tiered system of the tiered layers. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a interesting place. Glad to be out of there. But yeah, it's yeah.
Well, I'm from the sea. If you couldn't kind of tell.
I did kind of gather that.
Okay.
But you never know with people around here.
I
you know?
didn't know that when I first met Karu. I had no idea.
Yeah, but like jokingly, you'd be like, but judging by the memories of your fellow compatriots, you give him a pat on the back.
Did we lose Pauly's token?
We might have.
Is he?
I don't think I went downstairs. Oh no, I'm here.
I'll put you there. Right, so you head back downstairs. Your new companion, Killian, in his kind of more slight form.
Back in 1 second.
You look around the room. There's definitely sort of groups of people seated around. In the inn itself, there's certainly the proprietor of the inn. You learn his name is Peter.
Mm-hmm.
He's sort of the owner, and he's got his 3 staff members, 2 women and 2 girls and a guy. And you learn their names: Samuel, Relina, and Manelda. And they're all kind of serving drinks, and you know, they'll serve you up a couple of drinks or something like that if you want. He says, you know, and he offers you some food and things like that. Samuel is sort of a dashing, skinny man. He saunters up, and despite him being inside, he's got sort of like longish hair. He has to keep sort of swooping out of his face, and he'll just be like, can I get you guys some food? You want some food? We're actually going to be closing the bar. Well, I mean, we do a kind of honor system. We all have to go to bed. Like, our shift's going to end. You're all welcome to kind of hang out here, though. And but if you want anything cooked, you got to order it now because we're going to do last call.
I could eat something. I could definitely eat something.
Yeah, let's get some chips.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Do you want them fried, sautéed, mashed?
Yes.
Okay.
3 of those, thank you.
He trucks off into the back rooms to get started. You cast an eye around. The 2 main groups that you see is one of them is this sort of dark-haired elf lady. She'd be perhaps incredibly beautiful if her left eye wasn't kind of an ugly white obscured by a cataract. But you can see that she has sort of gold leaf tattoos on her shoulders. And she
Which group is this, sorry?
The group over here to the east.
Alright, sweet.
And they all have sort of a level of gold trim to them. So there's this woman who's clearly in charge, and then there's sort of 6 guards, I suppose you might say, male and female guards that have tattoos, but they're not kind of like as ornate. Their armor and clothing is not as ornate as hers.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I was going to describe the other people if you want.
Absolutely.
In the other corner of the thing, you see there's sort of a rough-looking gentleman, more that kind of like long hair, definitely more like that privateer style look compared to the others, and his group is that more rough and tumble, strongman kind of group of people, sitting in this corner down here.
Yeah, the south. Yeah.
And then you see a woman sitting up sort of away from all of them. She looks rather friendly, and if you look over at her, she kind of gives you like a bit of a nod or something like that, and she appears to have two guards with her as well.
Cool. How unfriendly are the guys down southwest?
If you look over at them and give any kind of indication, they'll just kind of look at you. They don't give you like a, oi, what are you looking at? Or anything like that. Cool. But they definitely sort of seem somewhat spirits dampened. They're just kind of drinking into their cups. Kind of, there's no carousing. There's no discipline either. They're all just, some of them are playing maybe a card game, and just kind of chilling about. But they don't, if you look over at them, they just kind of look at you and then like look back at what they're doing.
How much to buy the whole bar around?
Samuel's eyes kind of go a bit wide, and it says, maybe, I think it'd only be like 2 or 3 gold. Like it's...
Done.
Yeah. He goes over and like rings a bell. Ding, 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 ding. And one of the serving women, load up a tray with steins and kind of pass them out. The rough and tumble looking guys down there kind of all look at you and be like, hey, give you the acknowledgement.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 guards here like sip their drink slowly, and the trader or the woman kind of gives you like, oh, thank you, and drinks. The table over here with the Golden Guardians, they kind of look down and like they give you like a polite nod, but they barely touch their drinks.
Cool. I'll just like cheers them all anyway, and then go, all right, well, who do you want to talk to, Karu?
I honestly don't know, to be honest. What do we need to talk about? Is this just socializing, or are we trying to find out information?
We're trying to find out info about the Floridita, really.
Oh.
I think maybe I mean, you're pretty rough and tough with your 12-pack and your abs on your tentacles. Maybe you should go down to the guys down southwest, and I'll go schmooze with the trader.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, Killian.
Yeah.
If you get Karu even slightly harmed here, I'm gonna murder you. So you go down there with them.
Oh, I was going to go to these guys over here.
Oh, that's a very smart idea. You are pretty in that sense. All right, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Dan has to handle 3 conversations at once.
Brilliant. Who wants to go first?
Perfect.
Who's going first?
All right, all right, good. I was about to say, if no one's going to put their hands up, I'll put my hand up.
All right, howdy. How you doing there, guys?
Oh, hello. Thank you for the drinks.
You are more than welcome.
It's a cold and bleary night. You just walked into town tonight?
Yeah, we just got in just before that storm got a little bit bad. So, helping out the Emerald Trading Company. They couldn't get their captain fell ill, and I stepped in.
Oh, you're part of the ETC?
No.
Oh.
They were pretty desperate.
Oh, these are desperate times.
Mm-hmm. And I'm a desperate man.
So you're here for the festival then? What?
Yeah. I mean, we're here to drop off some goods for the festival. How about yourself?
Oh, same. I've got quite a bit of jewelry and I'm a sculptor. Sculptures and a bit of jewelry work and so on. And these fine gentlemen are hired on to make sure it all goes smoothly, as the seas can be a bit dangerous these days. I'm not sure if you've heard there's stories of pirates about.
Yeah, I have heard this. Now, there's one that I've heard of.
Oh, sorry, my name is Yandal.
My name is Pauly. Pleasure to meet you. I've heard one of the similar name to mine, Captain Pauly.
Well, that's not one I've heard. Is that?
Are you sure? I've heard he's very handsome and dashing. Ara Cochrane like me.
Oh, you're not a pirate, are you?
No. That's why I want to find out information about him, so I can make sure I avoid them.
Yes, well, I think a lot of the piracy has been happening in the east recently, whereas we've come from out west. It's a lot more. There's a lot more, navy protection up that way.
Of course, yes, absolutely. Now, these 2 guards, they do look tough. They're not easing to me, I'm guessing, at all.
They're like, oh, thank you, and they're drinking, but they're not, quaffing. They're not, they are on the clock.
They're on the job, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's right.
But she seems like quite, she's got her protection. She's fine. It's like she's happy to.
She's comfy.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's good to know. So out east. All right.
Yeah, and you'll remember that you came in from the east. So that was where the Moonshay Isles and the Sword Coast is kind of how you first arrived in Aurora.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
Well, hopefully this weather clears soon. I mean, they said if the sun comes out tomorrow, we could get started with the festival, and I can sort of unpack our caravan and start putting wares out and seeing what we can get here.
Right, I'll come see what wares you've got too. I've got some money to be spent and then brought out, and then the ETC does want me to grab some. Does want us to grab some stuff.
Oh, well, yes. I mean, catch us in the morning, and we'll see if there's anything you need on the shiny side.
I do like the shiny side.
Mostly rings,
whereabouts
pendants, amulets.
Are we setting up? Because we've got a heap of stuff we need to unpack. We just don't know where to go. Where have you kept your stuff?
Well, our caravans. We unloaded our caravan into our room, but we will be setting up. There's a sort of in the center of town. There's sort of this thick copse of trees, and there's like a big clearing around it. So we'll be out there, I think, sort of the center of town.
Okay, great. Well, I will see you out there.
Oh, a pleasure. I hope to see you with the sun shining brightly so that everything sparkles that little bit more.
Beautiful. All right, perfect. I'm gonna go up to the bar,
Mhm.
and then just go. Now, barkeeps, bring 3 more rounds of the strongest stuff you got. Make them tiki, so make them strong but sweet, so they don't even know. And then just keep them coming, and you just tell me how much it costs at the end of the night.
All right. Well, yeah, I can do the first round. We're packing up after this. Like the food comes out. So and it's
How much to keep one of you on to get them piss blind drunk?
They kind of look at each other, and the main owner kind of comes up and says, "No, these I can't keep them out past curfew. We'll pack up. I tell you what, you seem like an honest fellow. How about we do the honor system? You fill out on this form here. Every drink that you guys can help yourselves. Just fill it out here when you take one. We'll settle it up in the morning."
I respect that so much that I won't cheat the system. Pauly pays his bar tabs, okay?
Yeah.
He at least does that. All right, deal. Done.
Cool. They bring out the plates of chips and wedges and mash and potato gems and just all the different types. Like this place seems to have it all.
Perfect. I'll bring them out to Karu and Killian and take some up. I was like, oh, can we get a room tonight as well?
Yep, sure thing. Young master here, and he points over to Killian. He's already got a few nights paid. But are you?
Yeah, you're welcome to
Yeah,
stay in my room if you would like.
Oh, he
That's
got the
like-
biggest room.
That's great. I mean, just like I've got a lot of stuff to store, so like the trader was saying that they have a secure room. Is it possible to be next to the trader's room? Like, because I'm assuming it's quite secure.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I don't think people. I think it's a bit of a blustery kind of night for prowlers to be out and about tonight. So you'll definitely be safe.
Perfect. Thank you. All right,
Yeah,
done.
they're not out and about. They're in and around at the moment.
They don't know that yet.
Absolutely. Let's cut over to Killian.
I'll walk over to the table of the Golden Guardians. The Golden Guardians, they're the ones that are like the hunter group, aren't they?
Yeah. So for everyone playing at home, they're essentially the same group that Lot came from.
Yeah. So they don't like devils and
Uh,
unholy things.
Correct. Specifically, they hate undead, from what we know of Lot. Though, yeah, devils and fiends are not ideal, but probably not their worst enemy.
Yeah.
But definitely that kind of paladin cleric, kind of holy order style of thing.
Yeah, I'll like sort of lean on the table a little bit back and be like, "Oh, hello, hello, my new friends. How was your evening?"
The sort of 6 of them kind of look towards their leader, who kind of coolly looks you up and down, and says, "Our evening fares well, traveler.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
My name is Terza. May I inquire to yours?"
Oh, I'm Killian.
"A pleasure.
Pleasure is all mine.
And what brings you to this usually fair city?"
Oh, I was just meeting up with some friends at the behest of another friend. You know how these things go.
It's nice to have friends.
Yeah, that's why I thought I'd come over and talk to you guys. It couldn't hurt to have more friends.
Of course. Please take no offense at this. And I realize how this comes across, but you're not local to Aurora.
Oh, no, I'm from Chult.
Ah.
Yeah,
Um,
quite a ways away. I was from somewhere else before that, but that's neither here nor there.
they recently had problems with vampires, liches, and army of the undead, if I do recall.
Yeah, I did hear tell of that. I've been out of there a little while now. I didn't really see much of that. I was very very stuck into my books, you see.
A scholar.
Yeah. I like my reading. Yeah, I
Nothing
didn't.
forbidden, I hope.
No. Just a bit of light reading here and there, you know. Adventure novels. That's what it's got me going on the seas.
Very
Really
good.
liked this one. I think his name was Indiana Goes. Really inspired me to get out there.
Ah, yes, I think I have heard of that one. A treasure hunter.
Yeah. Just looking for, you know, lost artifacts, that sort of thing.
Ah,
Bit
I
getting
see.
up to
We might
bit
be
of fun.
rivals then.
Oh, well, I mean, potentially, but good rivalry doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be enemies. You know, a
Oh.
friendly rivalry.
Of course.
Yeah.
We have been. It is only fair for you to know that we have no interest in the fish or lumber sold here. We've come to find the treasures scrounged from the sea.
Yeah. I've been. Tell you what, I've been looking for some. There's a few treasures that I've been on the lookout for, but at the moment I'm just looking for a humble chess set. I heard last that it was on a ship. I believe the name was La Floridita. Have you heard of it?
It's not one that has crossed our wake.
Okay. Oh, well, it's unfortunate. Yeah, really got to get this chess set back for a friend of mine. What?
So nothing profane or arcane.
Not in this exact moment, but I have been looking. There are a few arcane objects that I've been keeping an eye out for. You haven't heard of anything like that in these parts, have you? You couldn't tell an old chum, a little rival.
If you do come across anything profane, you would do well to bring it to me. We would pay you handsomely.
What about arcane?
A kind of wry smile comes across her face, and she says, "We'll let the better hunter win."
Okay. Oh. Yeah. I have heard of you guys a little bit. You guys, if I find anything to do with, he lowers his voice a fair bit and he goes like necromancy or any of that sort of stuff, I'll bring it straight to you. That stuff, that's...
Yes.
Yeah, that should not be out there.
Those kind of things do turn up occasionally, and it is our charge to make sure they don't fall into the wrong hands.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with your views there. I've seen... Leaving Chult, I wasn't directly affected by the goings-on over there, but seeing what it did... Whew. We don't need that happening again. Not here.
No, here is a jewel that needs to be protected. Tell me, have you heard, Treasure Hunter? Perhaps we can share some information. If you know anything about if you know anything about the Radiant Shield, have you heard any rumors?
Radiant Shield. Would I have heard anything about the Radiant Shield?
Give me a history check.
I'm apparently good at history. Is it 27?
I don't think you know, like, you haven't heard anything recently. Like, you've read about it. It was sort of an ancient artifact. It used to be housed in Solinius, the kind of the capital city of the Golden Guardians. It's said to be written on it, my bearer shall be guarded by flame, for I am the phoenix, forever radiant in glory. But it's been missing for, 300 years.
I'll just say, other than the usual legends of it, I haven't heard anything recently, but I have heard that the seas have been very bountiful in this area. So, I mean, here's as good a place as any to look for it. If I do find it, I'm sure...
We have outposts all throughout Aurora, unlike some of the other houses that congregate in one area. You can find us in most places.
Okay, good to know. If I do hear any word, I'll I suppose I could probably just send you a message, and let you know, or just drop by an outpost. It's up to you. Would you like to be the first to know, or is it neither here nor there for you?
You are welcome to try and contact me, and if I'm too far away, then perhaps leaving word with one of my brothers or sisters.
Okay, I'll leave word for you specifically.
That would be excellent.
Yeah. Okay. Like, I'll exchange like Killian will just like flip his hand and like pull the card, and it's like a business card. And he's like, "Here you go. If you ever need to contact me, I'm quite useful. So if you ever need to contact me, that's for you." And it's basically like the card is basically like an encode thought.
Okay.
So like she can just like drop it into her brain, and like
she doesn't.
remembers.
She holds on to it.
Yeah, but like he'll explain. It'll be like if you think you're going to lose it and you really need to commit it to memory, that is a memory card. Just touch it to the old noggin.
SD
and,
magic.
Yeah, it's a new thing I've been working on. It's kind of like imbuing it into these cards. Like it's cool. I can do it again. Watch this. He pulls another one, and then like flips it away.
You just feel part of your brain leaking out your ear every time you do.
He's basically like at this point, he's just like having a friendly conversation with these people and just being like a theater magician. Just like I have flower, like just dumb shit. He's not very charismatic. He's just being silly.
He's trying. He's sort of being earnest and
yeah. He's very sincere. And he's like, all right, well, have you heard of any of... speaking of artifact, and he'll like come up to the table and be like, "Do you mind if I sit?"
Sure.
And he pulls up a chair, like we'll sit down, like lean in and be like, "Oh, I've heard tell of these jewels. There are quite a number of them, and they each has its own identifying signature of magic to it. I've been looking for them. I'm trying to gather them to protect them."
She kind of holds up her hand and says, "What you speak of is known to me, but that is the purview of His Royal Highness. You'd be wise to steer clear."
Yeah. Well, yeah. All right. Well, last I heard,
You're not the first that has gone seeking them.
Yeah. Oh, I'm aware. There's currently some very strange fish people out there that they don't like me very much. But anyway, I think they're looking for them too. So I'm currently in a race against them to get to them. is what they could do with these artifacts, based on what little information I have found. Not good.
No, and that is why the royal family is the only one that should be trusted with them.
Okay. Well, it's my understanding the royal family just doesn't have them. So, but he says very, very quietly.
That may be so, but the prince, if Aurora is ever in danger, it is the prince's job to go out, collect these stones, and use them in the defense of our great nation. I would leave that to kings, princes, and queens.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I'm not going to do anything with them. I just want to gather them for safekeeping, and then if I come across them and I gather them, and the royal family are to come to me and ask for them, they're welcome to them. I'm just trying to safekeep them from these fish people.
You must have incredible, humbling training to be confident that these things would not corrupt you with their power.
I don't know. I was like, look at me. You know where I'm from. You know where I was born.
Yes, and I know what the temptation of power can do to people in a place like that.
Yeah, I left that place. I've turned my back on it. I'm not that person. I just want knowledge. Just want to study them. That's all I care about. Helping people. That's all I've done since I got here. Helped
Very
many
well.
a ship fare the waves.
I hope that you continue to do so.
I hope our paths cross again under similar circumstances.
Oh,
Friendly
perhaps
circumstances.
we'll do a bidding war in the square for some artifact of power in the morning.
Oh, potentially. Well,
I hope you brought a big purse.
oh, I've brought a purse. I've got some things of my own that I may put up for auction. Some
well.
artifacts, but yeah. So yeah, guess that's it. So none of you have heard of a weird pirate ship going by La Floridita? No one here at all.
They all kind of shake their
raiding.
heads.
Okay. All right. Well. Enjoy the rest of your
This
evening.
place is very much on like the outskirts of Aurora, though. It's kind of yeah. This is like frontier town for this place.
Yeah. All right, well, enjoy the rest of your evening, and Killian will stand up, take a step back, and just do like a little nod, and make his way over to see what Karu's up to, and just like, but like
Well,
not
while that conversation's
over to Karu.
happening, we'll go over to Karu while that conversation.
Yeah,
these
like
are all
he's just
happening
gonna
at the
go
same time. Yeah,
secure a table, sort of thing.
sure. Karu and his 12-pack.
Yeah. So the people that I'm going to go see, are they like the sort of burlier kind of people?
Yes, yeah, much more like mercenary-looking types.
All right. Yeah. So Karu gets Yama, and he's like, "All right, Yama, come with me." And they carrying like all the pints of beers over, the tiki pints that are like super sweet but super strong. And I think like Karu just kind of, I can't think of the wording, but I feel like what he's going over to do is to basically ask if they want to do an arm wrestling contest. So he's just like, he just kind of goes over and is like, which one of you guys reckons you could take down the Squid Man? And he's got like this fucking tentacle wrapped around his arm, so it looks like
big muscles, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, and if you think you can take down me, wait until you try and take down Yama the Mountain, and then like pushes Yama in front of them, and Yama's just like, And I was like, this guy, none of you, absolutely none of you could best in an arm wrestling contest. And he just kind of goads, I like to think he goads them into this competition, and it becomes a friendly competition.
Yeah.
And he just He doesn't ask questions about the Florida or anything. He's literally just like, you guys look like you would be decent competition.
Mhm.
I want to have an arm contest. I've been on a boat. It sucks outside. Like, it's raining. It's miserable. Bar's going to be free for all in about an hour when that guy goes to bed.
Yeah.
Not that I would, unless, hey, let's just focus on the arm contest. Hey, let's go. And he just, does that, I like to think. And he'll lose, because Karu's not actually strong at all. So he'll happily lose, and I feel like he does that he doesn't care, because then it sets it up for them to think that they could take down Yama the Mountain, and then Yama just fucking decimates them.
Yes.
And
I love that.
and then it becomes, oh shit, you're actually whoa, what's going on? And I like to think that's how the conversation starts, and then eventually Karu sits down next to, I don't know, who kind of looks like the sort of head honcho of this group.
Yeah, definitely the guy who's kind of in the corner. He's not really the strong kind of type. He actually looks super fucking sinister in this photo.
Whoa. He looks like a vampire.
He does a bit. He's definitely well dressed. This is and he's got the cloak and stuff. He probably doesn't have all the daggers on display or anything.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely got a kind of a look about him. He's not overly strong. He has the guys on his crew do look strong, but he looks more the kind of wiry, kind of dexterous type, from what you gather. And he'll hold off and he won't get suckered into the kind of the arm wrestling and stuff, but his crew will definitely. And some of them will start while they're waiting, they'll arm wrestle each other. It's sort of built up a bit of a thing. But during that and during some of the downtime, after you've kind of arm wrestled some people and now they're all wanting to arm wrestle Yama, you're able to get some time to kind of slide into the booth next to him. And you learn that his name is Matthias Creel. And he is from the free city of Blackwell.
What do I know of Blackwell?
You know that it's part of that sort of Pacifica kind of in-between area. A lot of them are kind of, yes, they're part of the princedom, but they kind of see themselves as independent a lot of the time. They just kind of do their own thing a lot of the time. They're not, the big trading guild. They kind of just go, no, we're just going to do whatever we want to do. We'll do our own trading. We don't need to pay your rates, very much independence. They'll give lip service and be like, yeah, we're part of the princedom, whatever, but then they'll just do they'll have their own laws and their own rules, kind of.
Yeah, okay. So I think, Karu, I feel like Karu probably focuses more on the crew, but obviously sits down next to Matthias at some point and just is and introduces himself, and kind of just goes so you guys here for the festival buying or selling? What's your interest in this area?
Mostly buying.
Yes.
We've come here with empty wagons and empty ships, and we're going to, we haven't been. Well, I've never been to Marabottom, but it's certainly garnered a bit of a reputation over the last couple of years.
Yeah, weirdly, right? Out of nowhere, it feels like.
Oh, this sort of backwater town. Other towns around it have been kind of failing and falling apart, but not Marabottom. So, the journey to get out here, but potentially worth it if this bloody storm ever lightens up.
Yeah, I can't help but be curious as to how such a small town could come into such kind of, like I said, out of nowhere wealth. But look, we came here just sort of on a contract to help some people move their own goods, but I'm, inherently curious. Have you got any idea of the kind of scope of stuff that's going to be available in this? Do you know, I can't afford shit. I am just inherently curious about what good is here. What makes this a worthwhile trip for you?
Well, some of the fish that they bring out that we've heard of being exported from here. Fish you never would have seen in any other island. Incredible flavors, some with sort of magical properties. We heard tale of they found water elemental stones that were from here. So I don't know if they're digging them up or if they're washing up on shore. But apparently the best, each year for the past 3 years they've been doing this festival, and people say, oh, well, that's the best time. Like, that's when they're going to have all their stuff on display. That's when they want to bring in, outside goods, etc. That's probably when you're going to get the best price. So we gathered the lads up and we set out.
Yeah, cool. Fair. Do you, is this your first time doing this? First year?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair.
You?
Yeah, never been here before. Only really knew about this when we took the job to get the goods here. I gotta be honest, like, shopping is great. Parties are better.
Yeah.
Do you reckon, like, have you heard any rumblings of like an end of festival party? Or like a second night party, or like an after party? Like, I just feel like that's how you really send off like an occasion like this.
Yeah. So I've heard that there'll be magic displays in the like around the Ash Grove. They have some sort of holy tree thing in the center of town. But they said they gather around and let off magic. There will be allegedly, and I'm personally looking forward to this part the most. Just like food on sticks, like cooked food on sticks.
Steal my idea, Dan. How dare you?
Oh, sorry.
I had the meat on the stick festival. Anyway. Oh wow, yeah, no, that sounds. See, that sounds.
Like, you can get it. It's. I say it's a stick. It's more like a spear, and it just has like 4 or 5 different types of roast fish on it.
God. Yeah. See, that to me is the real. That's the real treasure. I don't know what people are hawking here, but that sounds.
Like,
sounds good.
I think they make money from you where, like, they'll overcharge you for the spear, and it's like commemorative or whatever. But then you can go around to each stall, and they can just put a fish on the spear for you.
Reusable spear, yeah.
And you just keep walking with all your fish.
It's good for the environment too. You don't have single-use spears. Like, it's that's great. That's a really good initiative.
And then you have a thing you can take home with you.
Yeah, commemorative, and you can collect them every year, and then like look back, and suddenly you've got like 6 spears. That's cool. Yeah. So like, what the magic thing? Is that like a program or something? I'm essentially trying to plan my days here.
Sure.
I'm not going to be shopping all the time. I want to know when the events are on. I don't want to miss out.
Well, we chatted to the alderman when we first arrived in town, and we're kind of getting settled. We arrived a bit early, which is great. And Alderman Ritter, he was saying that, he was kind of giving us an idea of everything to look forward to. But no, I haven't seen like a written plan or anything like that.
When did you say the magic thing was going to happen?
I think he said that that's going to be the 3rd day. And that's going to be like the big closer of the festival.
Cool. Yeah. And I think he Karu's like, well, I sure hope yourself and all your crew are at that closing party. It's going to be a lot of fun. Gonna enjoy ourselves. More arm wrestling contests, and I think he tries to bring in the crew to be like, whatever.
Well, someone's gonna keep these boys in line, so.
Oh, no doubt that'll be you.
They can start celebrating once the hold is full.
Fair enough. Well, I hope you find something good while you're here. I hope there's something of great delight that you never expected to find here. And
yourself, you traders. What are you on the hunt for?
Honestly, me personally, I'm not really on the hunt for anything. I just like things that are interesting. I'm more here for the experience. Like, obviously we're here for a job, but hence why I'm trying to find out the actual events.
Mm.
I'm more about meeting people like yourself, interesting people, and just kind of making experiences. So I don't know. I've got my eyes open. Have you heard any inklings of any like particularly good traders? Like, has there been any? Oh my god, my cat! Stop it.
I haven't heard of anyone in particular. I did meet like sort of the blacksmith and some locals. My understanding is that they just have, they've been stockpiling for the last couple of months to kind of bring it all out. Fresh stuff obviously they'll have, but yeah, I mean the rumors are there'll be some interesting things dredged up from the depths.
Cool. Yeah, all right, sick. I can't wait to see it. Look, man, I'll leave you to it. Sorry if I routed up your crew a bit. They seem to be having fun though.
That's all right. There's not much trouble they can get up to in this kind of weather.
Yeah, I was like, what else are they going to do? Go outside? You have a good night. And Karu just I think he pats all the crew on the back and goes, "Oh, better luck next time, buddy." For the guy that just lost to Yama.
Yep.
And he goes and finds Pauly.
Cool.
Where's Pauly at?
At the bar.
He goes.
Yeah, so we'll fast forward a little bit into the night. The drinks are starting to flow a little bit, especially amongst that crew. I think their boss is kind of going to give him a bit of a talking to, but then he's going to go upstairs to his room. The Golden Guardians kind of do the same. They kind of give you a nod, Killian, as they make their way up. The trader seems to still be having fun. She's the sculptor, so she's kind of just hanging out downstairs. And the bartender, or the owner, and his 3 bartenders, you see them going through the motions of kind of packing everything up. Pauly, you would definitely spot this, that he's puts all the cash in a lockbox, locks it, takes it with him. He's put it, he sort of carries it out with him. And he said he before they go, they leave a tray with some bread, smoked fish, and some fruit and stuff on the bar. But he does lock the he locks the door to the kitchens and whatnot, and then starts to walk out the front. And he says, "All right, everyone, it's well past midnight. We'll be back first thing in the morning, and hopefully this weather will break and we'll get the festival going. But all of you have a lovely evening, and we'll see you all in the morning."
Done.
There's a couple of,
Beautiful.
"All right, good night, Peter."
Perfect. With Karu coming up to Pauly, we're gonna rob pretty much everyone we can. Yeah, that's totally what we need to do right now.
Yeah. So I found out that there is a big magic kind of party on the last night and the third night. It's kind of the final send off. That kind of seems like maybe a good time to roll through people's stuff because they'll all be at the party.
Great to me. The second that trader there was telling me there was a sculptor for jewelry, I'm like, well, you're getting robbed.
I'm also really curious about what actually is coming out of this town. Because obviously a lot of so the guys that I was speaking to, they didn't bring anything. They're here to buy. They don't know what. They just know they're here to buy.
I feel like we should rob them
after
the second they leave. Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Get them when they're get them at the party when they're all at the party.
Just make his way over and be like, "What are you guys talking about?"
Nothing at all, Killian.
We're talking about business, which you can be a part of if you don't disagree with what we're doing.
I mean, I feel like Killian would have heard the word rob, and he's just I'm all for treasure. But I don't know. I just met you guys. I got no idea. I'm not gonna judge. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Are they bad people at least?
No.
No.
Oh.
I feel look, I don't think we need to be robbing anywhere like this.
That makes me feel.
No, we're not
worse.
we're not really robbing from the inn. We're robbing from these merchants of death.
Merchants of deaths, non-merchants of death, just people.
Yeah, the lady that was over there she looked lovely.
Yeah,
They all-
she can make more stuff.
They all seem lovely.
Oh no, that guy you guys were talking to down there he looked kind of. I didn't like the look of that guy. He looked.
Nah.
Mm.
He was fine. He just
Like, what kind of guy needs 7 guards? Like,
don't just maybe he just wants a harem. You can't fault him for that.
if
Like,
if
let him
it's
do what
that,
he
that's
wants.
fine. Like, I'm not gonna yuck his yum, but I don't know. Like, I feel like he's overcompensating for something with 7 guards. Like,
Maybe.
I don't need 7 guards. I've got some hunky men here. All right.
Flex.
I can turn people into rats. Like,
Yeah, we're set.
Killian like flexes, like completely forgetting that he's like in his disguise, so he's like really scrawny, and he looks over, he's like, oh, purple skin. Yep, never mind. You know what I was doing.
We know.
And
We
winks.
can see it. We can see it. We've seen it. We know.
I apologize. I've got to go to bed soon too, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Of course, yeah.
that's right. Yeah, so we'll first of all, I'm just gonna do a thing, and then we'll kind of end on a cliffhanger. So people start to get deep in their cups. Those that were drinking. Pauly, I assume you kind of keep the rounds coming a little bit.
Oh yeah.
To those who will partake.
Mm-hmm.
The table of the sort of elves, half elves, the golden guardians, they go upstairs to bed, do you stay up the whole night, or do some of you try and get some sleep, or?
Killian will like go to bed relatively early, but before he goes to bed, he's just going to go around behind the bar and stash like 5 gold somewhere out of the way.
Yep.
That when no one's looking, just to be like, pay it forward a little bit
Sure.
to the owner, because the owner's been very very nice to him in letting him rent the largest room at the inn as a very slender small man.
Yeah.
we'll go to
Karu
bed.
stays up.
Karu
Stays up.
Yep.
I think he
Pauly?
actually stays up and he goes to the front window and like watches the storm
Yeah.
kind of thing. So he's like watching the storm, watching like the port. I think he gets comforted by the storm weirdly.
Yeah, the crashing of the waves. You can, the illumination of the lightning, and just the ground outside is just like mud. It's just mud and it's swampy, effectively. Pauly?
Pauly passes out of the bar,
Cool.
And just one last thing, right before,
but like whilst writing notes too, like whilst writing like the drinks. He's been good about it and writing everything in, but after a while, it's unintelligible scribble. You know what I mean?
that was why Killian left the gold. He was like, this will cover it. And just before Killian goes to bed, because he wants to see if this festival is actually going to kick off, he's going to spend a few minutes and cast Divination. And just ask the gods, will this storm break?
All right, can you read out divination for me, please?
Put you in contact with a god or god's servant who asks a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The GM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen.
And which god are you attempting to contact?
The god of storms. So I guess Talos. Come full circle. We're back to Talos again.
We're back to Talos now. All right.
Didn't even get through a whole session.
So you ask, will this festival go ahead? Is that the specific question you're asking?
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
The response you get back, I guess, and possibly you get it as a static shock of electricity. It kind of rocks you a little bit. Some of your beautiful long hair kind of stands on it.
Yeah, my disguise just drops from it. Like, it startles the disguise off of him. He just turns back into himself.
Well, yours is actually transmuting, right? So it's not an illusion. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're shocked, and your figure kind of changes in your room. You feel yourself get swole again.
Had a protein shake.
That's right. You the response you get is the festival will be one of feasting and slaughter. Beware the light that's not a light.
Okay.
And as you kind of get that, slowly, gradually, a new sound penetrates the pounding of the rain and the howling of the winds. Barely audible at first, it resolves itself into an alien, high-pitched keening. It resounds with loss, with sadness, the lament of a mother who has lost her children, or of the sailor stranded far from home. It echoes from over the waves and grows even louder until the storm has receded into the background. It fills your ears, insinuates itself through your mind and your soul, until you can think and dream of almost nothing else. It is not beautiful, it is not comforting, and yet you find yourself overcome with an irresistible urge to follow. And that's where we'll end it.
Hell yeah.
Sweet.
That was fun. Back in the saddle, new campaign, new companion. How do we feel?
Good.
Good.
I was so ready to turn Pauly into a chicken. Like if he drew Shrimpy, he was becoming a chicken. And then I was going to be like, wait, like I'm not your enemy.
It's just fun to be sassy to your characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this character can actually banish you to the Shadow Realm
Oh, big
and
talk.
turn you into a chicken.
Well, big talk. We'll see.
Yeah, you can do
Alright.
a lot.
We'll end it there. So everyone can get to bed. Hopefully Yama will come back. We can fill him in next week on everything we're up to. And I know you're looking forward to it. There's going to be a bunch of wisdom saves start of next session. So I know Pauly's definitely looking forward to that.
I'm really good at those.
My character's also not very good at wisdom.
Oh, neither am I. I have a +1.
Yeah, so do I.
We're all
Okay.
screwed.
I
We're
love that
all
for me.
we're all going into the ocean, aren't we?
That's not good. I'm hiding from the ocean.
I'm fine. I come from the ocean. I'll be fine.
I'm just going to teleport away.
All right. We'll end it there. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.